Today we're going to talk about the temporal bone. The temporal bone is a paired bone with a complex structure, as it performs all three functions of the skeleton. It not only forms part of the lateral wall and base of the skull, but also contains the organs of hearing and balance. It is a product of the fusion of several bones, a mixed bone, which exists independently in some animals, and consists of three parts. The first part is the squamous part. The second part is the tympanic part, and the third part is the petrous part. Within the first year of life, they fuse into a single bone, enclosing the external acoustic meatus, such that the squamous part lies above it, the petrous part lies medial to it, and the tympanic part lies behind, below, and in front of it. The traces of fusion of the individual parts remain visible in the form of fissures. At the junction between the squamous part and the petrous part, there's the petrosquamous fissure. In the depths of the mandibular fossa is a tympanosquamous fissure, which is divided by a process of the petrous part into petrosquamous fissure and petrotympanic fissure, through which the chordae tympani nerve exits. The squamous part participates in the formation of the lateral walls of the skull. It belongs to the covering bones and has a relatively simple structure in the form of a vertically oriented plate with a rounded edge. This edge overlaps the corresponding edge of the parietal bone, fitting over it like the scale of a fish, from which its name originates. On its cerebral surface, we can see impressions of the brain and an ascending groove from the middle meningeal artery. The external surface of the squama is smooth, participates in the formation of the temporal fossa, and is therefore called fossa temporalis. The zygomatic process extends from it, running forward to connect with the zygomatic bone. At its origin, the zygomatic process has two roots, an anterior and a posterior, between which is a fossa for articulation with the mandible, mandibular fossa. On the inferior surface of the anterior root lies the articular tubercle, which prevents forward dislocation of the mandibular condyle when the mouth is opened wide. The tympanic part of the temporal bone forms the anterior, inferior, and part of the posterior edge of the external acoustic meatus. The external acoustic meatus is a short canal directed inward and somewhat forward, leading to the tympanic cavity. The superior edge of its external opening, porus acousticus externus, and part of the posterior edge are formed by the squama of the temporal bone, while the rest of its extent is formed by the tympanic part. The petrous part is so named due to the strength of its bone tissue, which is necessitated by the fact that this part of the bone forms a portion of the base of the skull and serves as a bone container for the organs of hearing and balance. These organs have a very delicate structure and are provided with reliable protection from injury. It develops on a cartilaginous basis. The second name for this part, the pyramid, is derived from its shape, that of a trihedral pyramid. Its base is directed outward, and its apex points forward and inward toward the sphenoid bone. The pyramid has three surfaces: anterior, posterior, and inferior. The anterior surface forms part of the floor of the middle cranial fossa. The posterior surface faces backward and medially, forming part of the anterior wall of the posterior cranial fossa. And the inferior surface faces downward and is only visible on the external surface of the base of the skull. The external relief of the pyramid is complex, determined by its role as a container for the middle ear, tympanic cavity, and the inner ear, the bony labyrinth consisting of the cochlea and semicircular canals, as well as by the passage of nerves and blood vessels.